Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Tutiaini Binti Wahid from Faculty of Education, UiTM Campus Puncak Alam, Cawangan, Selangor. So my title is Developing Critical Thinking Skills in Secondary School Students, the Potential for Strategic Management Through Problem Posing Instructional Strategy. So let us move into the introductions of the study. So when we discuss with regards to the critical thinking, many agree that this is an essential skills needed by students in the learning process. It is also always entwined the abilities with problem solving associated with higher order thinking skills in order to gain a deeper understanding of the topic. Critical thinking is an active process to conceptualize, to analyze, to evaluate situation or informations to find out the solutions or answers. Nevertheless, critical thinking is not only used to solve problem, it is also used to rationalize one's thinking in the making decision process. It also requires students to be actively engaged in the process of conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating, and communicating the informations they received. Okay, so that is a bit introductions about the critical thinking. So the major problem statement that we will look into this particular study is based on the international report and also previous studies, it shows that our students' performance would decline due to they do not have skills to answer higher order thinking skills majorly. This perhaps because of our students are unable to apply the general skills of critical thinking that is taught in the classroom into the specific problem in their daily life. And they also have been said as incapable of integrating and communicating the information received. Based on previous studies, not many of our students ask questions during the class. According to Duran and Dogme, students ask less than 2 questions in 1 hour class. This can be seen actually in the real life experience. When we ask, is there any questions to our students? This moment will be a silent moment in the classroom, believe it or not. Despite the quantity of questions asked, the quality of the questions also matters in enhancing the learning among the students. Well, eventually, even though the new strategies have been constantly introduced in the classroom, perhaps the strategies still focusing on the students to answer the questions provided, and it will lead the students to memorizing things. So this will be the performance gap, okay, that is actually found out in this study. As we can see, the current performance of our students are lacking of critical thinking, lacking of skills that they need to answer the higher order thinking skills and whatnot. And the standard performance that intend to achieve by KPM is all our students should be able to think critically. Okay, however, of course, there are so many discrepancies in this particular performance, okay? Because our students do not possess an adequate skills. They don't know how to critically think. They don't want to critically think sometimes because of the situations and environment, and perhaps sometimes they didn't allow to think critically in the classroom, okay? Because there's no chances and whatnot. Okay, so based on the problem statement and performance gap mentioned earlier, the proposed solution to the problems as per se is to introduce problem posing instructional strategy, later we'll mention as PPIS in the classroom, to enhance critical thinking among our students. As in this study, we will review previous studies that implemented a PPIS and will propose a PPIS model that can be implemented in the classroom setting. All right, so let's move on. This will be 2 research questions that will be focusing on this particular study. We will take a look and review what are the strategies and activities of PPIS that have been commonly used in previous studies. And based on the review that the study did, we arrange those particular activities and strategies to come out with a proposed model of PPIS, problem posing instructional strategy model, to enhance the critical thinking among the students. Okay, so as of for problem posing, it is well established as a theory or instructional strategy that using the major component of critical thinking such as arguing, evaluating, discussing, and even restructuring. And then this strategy is also parallel to 21st century pedagogy, which have been emphasized in our educational setting constantly. The prominent unique characteristic in problem posing is where students need to create their own problem or questions instead of just answering the questions provided to them. However, this strategy widely used in mathematical education, but still lack of attention have been given in other science subjects. Okay, so let's move on. The methodology used in this paper is qualitative. The data analysis employed will be the thematic analysis because we need to review the selected paper. And then after the review, we'll come up with the themes. And based on the themes and also the activities and strategies that are found in the previous studies, we will propose a model of PPIS. And finally, the report was prepared. So based on the review, the results is, okay, we are having 4 major themes which appear to be in the pool of the data, which are communication, critical thinking, collaboration, and also creativity. Okay, so this is actually the list of strategies and activities that have been reviewed based on the previous studies, which is this one doesn't really mean that it have a same weightage here, but I just simply list down the strategies and activities. So first, we can see that the most common use strategies in problem posing before this is investigation task, workshop, lecture, collaborative learning, group discussion, 7 and 8. Activities, okay, we separate it into students and teachers activities, okay, which in here we can see posing problem for the students, modeling for the teachers, planning and organizing their questions and answers for the students, while teachers need to prompt the students, discussing and solve their own questions, while teachers need to coach the students, and students need to review back the questions and answers that they have been presenting, while teachers will facilitating the process. All right, so this will be the first theme in the review, which is critical thinking. Based on the theme, as you can see, the quotations that we actually captured in this particular theme is, we can see in here the student, through problem posing, students need to engage in creating a problem, imitating the questions, repose, recreate the question. So of course, this is actually needs the critical thinking elements in order for them to complete up this particular task. The second theme will be communication. While doing the problem posing, recreate the questions and whatnot, the students need to discuss, argue, presenting their questions and answers. So for sure, it will involve a lot with communication skills. The next theme will be collaboration. So students need to collaborate with their peers and need to seek help from more capable peers perhaps, and also teachers to come up with the solutions to their own questions. And the last theme will be creativity. In problem posing, students need to be creative, especially in presenting the questions and answers, arrange the presentations perhaps, and manage the presentations well. Okay, so all of these activities involve creativity. Okay, based on the reviewed activities and strategies, this study come out with proposed model, which is PPIS model, problem posing instructional strategy model. So as you can see, we arrange the strategies and approaches, okay, in systematic, logic, relevant, and coherent order by embedding the student and teachers activities previously that we gained from the review, and also the themes that have been gained in the review previously. So the PPIS model is presented and illustrated in this figure 1. Let us go through a bit of these particular models. The teacher need to introduce the topic, okay, and then the students need to create their own questions based on the content. Students discuss to find the solution, and students need to present the questions and answers in front of their peers and teachers. So in doing this process, teachers need to modeling, prompting, coaching, and facilitating the students. And of course, to complete up these tasks, students need to actually involve in critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. So, yeah. As you can see, the proposed model can see as the potential strategy that can be implemented in the classroom to promote critical thinking among the students. As conclusion, these studies are able to answer the intended research question clearly. From the strategies and activities reviewed, this study also have proposed 4 systematic steps to promote a critical thinking. And it is a straightforward steps that hopefully will help teachers to easily implement it in the classroom. Eventually, all the students will involve in active learning tasks, and we hope one fine day that this will be culture in our classroom. Well, definitely there is no perfect instructional strategy that can be implemented in the curriculum. However, there will always a room for improvement and enhancement for the betterment of our education. Well, education is not the learning facts, but the training of the mind to think. And it would be much better if our students just not only able to think, but they can think critically. By saying that, I end my presentation at this point. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Thank you, everyone.